Hi everyone. So today's agenda is understanding a very useful and really good use case that could help you understand without sharing in Apex better. So let's quickly begin. Okay, so the use case here is that there are two people. One is system admin, which is Namrata Vora, and the other user is test Salesforce. Namrata Vora is having a profile of system admin. So as we know that for system admin has modified all permission for all the objects that we have. Okay. So the loan application is a custom object, which is the master object, and detail object is the child. So here is the object structure. There is a loan application object, which is master, and child object, which is a detail. Now, Namrata Vora being system admin, this profile is having modify all on both the objects, loan application as well as child object. Let's take at the other profile. So the other profile is standard user clone profile. And for this profile, we have given create, read, edit, and delete permission on loan application. And sorry, not delete, just credit, read, and update on loan application, and credit, read, update, and delete on child object. So let me show you this much first. Here is my standard user clone profile. As you could see here, standard user clone. And for the child object, you see I've given all the four things: create, read, edit, delete. And for loan application, I've given create, read, edit. Okay. Now the next thing is that, and yeah, by the way, let me show you also the child object. It has just one field, which is text field, a name field, which is the standard field. And I have made this as the detail object, and its master is loan application. So that's the object structure. Okay. Now the next thing is I am going to set OWD for loan application. So let me go to the sharing settings. So here you see in the sharing settings, I have given OWD for loan application as private. What does this mean is, let's say if the users that I described over here, one is system admin Namrata Vora, other is test Salesforce, which is standard user clone profile user. Let's say system admin has created one loan application. And if I log in as standard user clone user, which is test Salesforce user, if I log in as test Salesforce user, I will not be able to see a loan application that is created by Namrata Vora because the OWD is private. So you can only see the applications that are created by you. But if I do vice versa, like test Salesforce has created some loan application, system admin will be able to see it because he or she has modified all permission. So let me go to this tab as system admin first. Here I am. We see all the loan applications. Okay. Let me also add owner over here so that you find out what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So now I'm logged in as myself, which is system admin, and I'm able to see, sorry. Yeah, I'm able to see two applications over here. One is Namrata loan application and the owner is Namrata Vora, which is myself. I'm logged in as myself over here. And the other one is test Salesforce is the owner. But why am I able to see it? Because I'm system admin. I have modified all permission. So irrespective of the OWD, I'll still be having access. Even though the OWD is private, but still I'll be having access to the loan applications created by anyone else. Modify all not only means that I'll have read access, it means that I have edit access also to all the loan applications created by other, I have delete access also on the loan application created by others. So now you see that LA0003's owner is Namrata Vora and LA0004's owner is Test Sales. Now in the incognito window, I'm logged in as Test Sales. So here I'll show you what all applications is he able to see. So he's only able to see LA004. Why? Because he's the owner of that. And he's test Salesforce user is not having access of modify all on loan application. So that's why you see that he's only able to see the loan application created by him. Now, let's talk about the OWD of the child object. Now, what happens to the OWD of child object? So remember, for those who don't know, I'm saying this. Whenever you have a master detail relationship between two objects, you can only set the OWD for the master object. And the child object's OWD is controlled by the parent. You cannot explicitly set the OWD for the child object. So let me go here and let me show you. Do we have a child object over here? Yeah. So here you see controlled by parent. But let's say if I'm trying to edit it, edit the sharing setting and I search for child object, see, I cannot find it because that is, you cannot change that. That is by default always controlled by parent. You can't change that. Okay. Now the scenario that I'm going to perform over here is I have written a simple Apex class. Okay. Let me remove without sharing first. Yeah. So what I am doing here is I am creating a child record. So like I showed you, loan application is the master and child object record is the detail. So I am trying to create a child objects record in this Apex class. All I've done is a child object instance that I've created. I'm putting its name and the loan application because it's a master detail. So we need to compulsorily add. Now let me go here and find out the ID of the loan application 4. I've taken the ID. I go here and I'm putting it here. And let me write it. Okay. So this is loan application 4. Now this loan application 4, who is the owner? Test Salesforce is the owner. Okay. Now I have also created a Lightning Web component. What is that web component doing is I've written nothing in the LWC component, but in the connected callback of that LWC component, I am simply calling this method, this Apex class that I've made. The Apex class was example class, example L class, yeah. The example class and the method name is create child record. So simply I'm calling that. I'm not passing any parameter, nothing else. Just in connected callback, I come inside and I'm calling this method. That's it. Okay. And for this Lightning Web component, I have made a tab. You see, the name of that Lightning Web component was example LWC. So I made a tab with this component. So as soon as I open that tab and it gets rendered, the connected callback of that, oops, sorry. Yeah, so as soon as that tab gets rendered, the connected callback gets called. And that create child record method that we have, that gets called. And that create child record is in turn calling this Apex class wherein we are creating a child object. And this time we are creating a child object for loan application which test Salesforce user as create. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. So now I'll also keep logs ready so that I can show you the logs. Let me go here and here I come on the Lightning Web component. So you will see that the moment I came here, connected callback got called, result is null and it is like done. So Here, what I've done is, if the result is successful, I'm just printing the result. I'm not returning anything. That is why we are getting null. And over here, if there would have been error, it would have shown us some error. Okay. So right now there's no error. It has successfully got created. Now I'm logged in as test Salesforce user only, and that's how I called this tab. So this tab got rendered as test Salesforce user. Now let me go here and let me refresh. So you will see the class that we had called, the Apex class, was creating a child1 test named child record inside loan application 4. So this is loan application 4, and in its related, you see two. Why you see? Because once I had already done before this video. So that's why you see two records in this. Okay. So this got created. But now let's add a twist to this. What I'm doing is, loan application 4 is made by test Salesforce user. So he's having access to it. There is no problem. A child record got created in that. But now let's change that and rather use loan application 3, whose owner is Namrata Vora. It's not made by test Salesforce user. It's made by Namrata Vora. So now this time I am putting loan application 3 over here. Now, the catch over here is, like I said, OWD is private. And even though it was public read only, see, there are two OWDs. One is private. So in private, what is happening is, test Salesforce user is not having access to this application at all. Although I'm not, updating anything in the master object, I'm doing it in the child, and I'm creating a child. It's not that I'm updating a child of someone else, child record of someone else, right? I am trying to create a child object by my own, right? So when you add something, OWD and all doesn't matter, right? But because this is linked in a master detail relationship with the master, and you try to create a child object on that master also for which you don't have access, you are going to get an error. So we have added, like we are creating a child object record whose name is child1 test. Loan application, I'm using the one which for which the owner is Namrata Vora, and test Salesforce user does not have access to this. Even if he would be having read access to this, still he wouldn't be able to update because he's only having read access on the application not made by him, not edit access. Okay. So here I've done this. Now what I'm doing is, again, I'm going to test Salesforce user, and I am going to come to this tab. Like, I'll just refresh so that connected callback gets called again. And you see error. Now let's go and check out the error. So you see the error is insufficient access on cross-reference entity, on cross-reference ID. Let's open this. See, it's on line 9 of class, example class.create child records, 9th line, which is this one. When we are trying to insert, it's not allowing us. So remember that when the OWD is private or public read only, and you do not have access to a master record, but you are trying to create a new child record on that master record for which you don't have access, it is going to stop you. So then how do we solve this? So for that, such kind of a scenario, I'm not saying this is the only scenario, but this is one of the scenario where you could use without sharing and solve this problem. Now I'm putting without sharing over here and I'm saving it. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, let's delete the logs first. Now reminding you one more thing. In without sharing, I'm still using a loan application 3, which is made by Namrata Vora. Test Salesforce users still not having access to this. Okay. It's still owned by Namrata Vora. Now going here, again, I'm trying to refresh this. Now you see there is no error. Okay. And let's go to loan application 3. And you see child 1 test got created. Even though this was owned by Namrata Vora, test Salesforce user didn't have access to this loan application. Still, on this loan application, he was able to create a child record called child 1 test. Now, this is because of without sharing. So what does without sharing basically do is, irrespective of the fact that you have access to this record or no, because of the OWD or role hierarchy or whatever limitations. So in spite of the OWD being private or public read only, matter of the fact is that if it is private or public read only, you will not be able to edit others' records, like, or create child record on others' master records for which you don't have permission. To bypass all such scenarios, we have without sharing. So when we used without sharing, we were able to bypass that. And in spite of the fact that there was no access for test Salesforce user to this parent loan application, this master one, I'm still able to create a child object record as test Salesforce user who didn't have access to this application. So this is one of the scenarios where you could use without sharing. I hope you understood. And if you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and also hit the bell icon.